feels a little bit more focused on trying to convince us tourists to buy something. I did not do a ton of research before booking this cruise. We're in a very long line, a lot of people here, lots of tourists taking lots of photos.
I'm working on my foreign voice.
Good morning from Hanoi, Vietnam. Today I'm headed off on a very popular day trip to Halong Bay. Now, this is actually something that some people do as a 2-night, 3-night trip, but my time is super limited, so I'm going for a very long one-day tour, and right now I'm about to catch the bus. I believe it's about 2 or 3 hours, and I'm actually following my tour guide who is on a motorbike, and I'm walking. So I gotta go. And of course, if you're just joining us, my name is Claire Hawkins. I'm a traveling singer-songwriter, currently backpacking around Southeast Asia. We have made it here to Halong City. We have a little bit of time before we can actually get on the boat. The majority of the day is going to be a cruise, which I'm very excited about. But first we have stopped at a pearl farm. I will say this is one of those tour stops that feels a little bit more focused on trying to convince us tourists to buy something than to really teach us about the pearl process, which is not a bad thing. But if you know me, then you know I'm more likely to spend my money on travel than jewelry. So I don't think I will be buying any pearls today.
My baby got a job at the TSA. All he ever does is watch planes fly away. 'Cause since his lady left, he's counting down the rest. So my baby got a job at the TSA.
We just boarded the boat and immediately had lunch. It's family style, so you sit at tables of 6. We had a lot of different kinds of Vietnamese food. We had fish and chicken and shrimp and rice and spring rolls, lots of things. It was really yummy. And now I'm gonna check out the upstairs deck. Halong actually means descending dragon, and it comes from this old myth that a dragon descended on this area and created all of the rock formations that you see here today. Amazingly, it's not crazy windy. I think we're not going too fast, which is kind of nice. When I was choosing which tour to go with, there were 2 that I was choosing between that I could book at my hostel, and the guy said, one is a party one is a chill one. So I went for the chill one, and I would say it's actually very, very chill. Like, people aren't really talking to each other.
This life's a loaded gun. This heart's a lonely one. But if it knew what it was hiding from, maybe it would run.
Now, I haven't memorized the full itinerary for the day, but I know that Pearl Farm and lunch were the first 2 of a few different activities we have. The one that I'm most excited about is riding on a boat through a cave. I think that sounds really awesome, and I've never done that before. You can actually choose between riding the bamboo boat and kayaking yourself. I just decided to go with the bamboo boat because it sounded really cool, and I of course want to be able to take videos for you all. I think there is some swimming you can do as well, but it's not the hottest day, so I don't know if it's maybe too cold. I'm really going with the flow. I did not do a ton of research before booking this cruise because there are so many other parts of this trip that I have been heavily researching, and it's kind of nice to just go with the flow. We are now arriving at the largest cave in all of Halong Bay. This is Sungsot Cave, which translates to surprising cave. As you can probably see by the number of people behind me, we are in a very long line up the side of a cliff though, which is a cool place to wait in a line. So I did make it up to the entrance to the cave. Definitely good to know. A lot of people here, lots of tourists taking lots of photos. Just be ready for that. I'm curious how claustrophobic the cave might feel, but it's supposedly the largest in Halong Bay, so maybe it'll be big enough for all of us.
Baby goes to church every Wednesday afternoon. Circle talks, a whiskey walk from the truth. Someone's gotta help him down, and then maybe back around. But my baby goes to church every Wednesday afternoon.
The camera is definitely not going to do justice to just how large this cave is. There are multiple chambers, and the nice thing is once you get past the first section, the tourist flow does spread out a bit. Because it's just so large, it really doesn't feel claustrophobic to me at all. It's really amazing how well lit it is. Obviously there's a lot of electric lights, but I don't think I've ever been in a cave that has natural light peeking in as much as this one does. I think we're just coming around to the exit now. It is a one-way system, so you don't have people trying to go both ways on the small walkways, which is very nice. Pretty incredible as you're exiting to have the cave on one side of you and the beautiful bay on the other. Just seeing both at once is so bizarre and fascinating. Just to share some final thoughts on the cave. It was one of those experiences where my attitude really did a 180. I feel like at first I was a bit overwhelmed by the crowds and the line, but for whatever reason the crowds thinned out and there was a lot more space inside the cave than I would have thought. And it was really cool. It's just such an incredible place to be, and kind of bizarre to wrap your head around the idea that it's all natural.
This life's a loaded gun.
Oh my gosh.
This heart's a lonely one.
Thank you.
But if it knew what it was hiding from, maybe it would run.
I have switched to the GoPro because we are switching from the big boat to a smaller one. I believe I'm about to get on a rowboat and go through a cave. But first, I have to find a life jacket. All right, I have discovered the downside to doing the boat instead of the kayaks. There's a monkey over there, but it's too far away to see.
Dead by a deadline, white light goodbyes, one more chance to leave.
was really cool. I was really lucky that I got a seat in the front of the boat, especially for that point of view as you're going through the cave. We are here at the last stop of the day, which is T-Top Island. There are two main things to do here. There's a little hike to a viewpoint, and then there's, of course, the beach. Because this is just a day tour, everything is kind of rapid fire, so each of our stops have been about maybe 45-50 minutes, whereas I imagine if you do a 2 or 3 night cruise, you get to spend a lot more time at each of these places. I did walk over here to the entrance to the little hike. However, I'm realizing that I don't actually have that much time. My decision is also quite influenced by the number of tourists currently going up these stairs. There just seems to be a little bit more space on the beach. In some ways, the landscape here kind of reminds me of my time in Coron in the Philippines. Granted, that was 2 years ago, so it's possible that a lot has changed since then. And both are very touristic places, but I feel like this is much more crowded. But maybe I'm wrong about that. You can see lots of different cruises here. There are all different sizes of boats, which really speaks to Halong Bay being kind of a choose your own adventure sort of travel experience. I obviously only had time for a day trip, but I think that doing the overnight cruises would be really cool. If you're interested in doing a day trip like I did, honestly, you can book through pretty much any hostel or any tour group. I don't really think that one is different from the other. I'm just guessing. My advice would be to bring a bathing suit, bring some snacks. You do get lunch, but there's no dinner included on this tour. Make sure you have a book for the bus. It's a really long ride. If you do a day tour like mine, you can expect to pay around $55 US. That's what I paid. I'm sure there are slight fluctuations of price, but I think that's roughly standard. Our guide just said that on the top deck there is a tea party, so we're gonna go check that out, and I think the sun is just going down at the same time.
This life's a loaded gun. This heart's a lonely one. But if it knew what it was hiding from, maybe it would run. My baby got a job at the TSA. All he ever does is watch planes fly away.
The bus just dropped me back here in Hanoi. I'm right by the old quarter, so I'm gonna get back to my hostel and call it an early night, because tomorrow morning is the start of another adventure here in Vietnam. I am going to be tackling the very famous Ha Giang Loop. I couldn't be more excited about that, so make sure that you've subscribed and turn on notifications so you don't miss next week's video. It's gonna be a crazy one. If you liked the music in this video, it is one of my original songs. I've linked it in the video description, and of course, you can find it wherever you listen to music by searching for me, Claire Hawkins. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you from the Ha Giang Loop.
I'm working on my foreign